Lauriston Crockett is the author of Peptides Are Life and an accredited health and wellness expert and is our guest today. Lauriston, thank you for joining us.
It is so wonderful to be with you.
What are peptides?
Everyone talks about peptides, but nobody really knows what they are.
Right.
So
Yeah.
A peptide is a short-chain amino acid, and also it comes from the Greek root word peptos, which means digested. So we actually create peptides by our digestion.
Where do we get them? Are they in our food? Are they a supplement?
Is it something that is secreted by our bodies?
Well, yes, and yes. So we'll start from the beginning. The average human being has 37.2 trillion cells. Every cell in your body has a peptide. There are 40 peptide hormones in the body that regulate and rejuvenate the body also. How do we get peptides? Well, sure, through our food sources because, again, digested. So it comes from meats. It comes from vegetables. It can come from dairy products. It comes from everything that we ingest. And our body tries to turn this to a peptide that we can use as fuel and communicators between cell-to-cell communication, which actually helps us to live a longer, healthier, disease-free life.
Okay, but we have to take supplements to get the right amount of peptides?
Well, here's what we know, and here's how I've been living my life, and this is why my doctor's telling me, Lauriston, you're not aging, is because people don't understand. We go back to the digestive system, right? We just spoke about that. Now, isn't it ironic that we never really thought about this? But as we start getting older, our digestive system starts slowing down, correct? Right. We're not digesting the foods we have. We're not able to eat the same foods that we did before. And because of this, we're having a peptide depletion in the body. And without our body getting the youthful amounts of peptides that we used to when we were younger, because our digestive system was working out all 8 cylinders, our body suffers from this. And so what we've been able to do is look at different studies, and I've been doing this for 22 years. Now, the Russians were magnificent at this, but they're doing injectables, and who wants to stick themselves with a shot? Whereas we actually created an ingestible peptide at 5,000 Daltons, and you supplement your body with this, and it actually rejuvenates you on the cellular level for cognitive muscle mass, being able to sleep better, natural energy levels. You just start rejuvenating again. So I've actually created a very simple system that people can follow, that you can stop, slow down, and reverse the aging effects that you're suffering for. And we do the same things because we have a pet division. We can take old dogs and cats, working with thoroughbred horses now, in a matter of 4 days, they start changing right before your very eyes, just using peptides.
Is this one of those secrets that people have been keeping from each other for a while? Because we're hearing more and more about it now.
Well, I don't know if it's a secret. I think sometimes people try to use the word in different products that really are not life-changing. Now, you hear about a lot of peptides being used in beauty products, right? But again, a pineapple peptide or an apple peptide. We actually use a protein peptide with 18 amino acids and 21 naturally occurring growth factors. Not growth hormones. These are dangerous. This is a growth factor. And growth factors actually signal and communicate with cell-to-cell communication and tells the body how to rejuvenate itself at a youthful level. And this is why at 64 years old, I'm having children.
Well, all right. There's a woman involved here.
Oh, no, absolutely. And I've got the greatest mom in the world. But the thing about it is people say, well, Lauriston, I can have a... Yes, but do you have the energy to be with your child and want to, play with your child and things like that? So, yeah, Mama was taking peptides too. I do too. And I'm just so very lucky and blessed. But then again, I still had the energy to be able to play with my child, and I'm going to be here for him. A study came out said that people can live to 150. I don't really think that. My study in my book shows that I believe you can live to 110 to 120 years old. And it's very simple to do. It's just people don't know.
Okay, so peptides are made from amino acids. They're like the building blocks of our body. Is this approved by the FDA?
Peptides are approved by the FDA. Matter of fact, Big Pharma is trying to make different medications using peptides. The peptides that we created with Genostim is not approved by the FDA because we're considered a dietary supplement, so we don't fall under their shield. So we're still considered a dietary supplement. And, people are saying, God, can I take them? Well, here's the thing. Peptides have zero side effects. So even if you're taking medication or you're not taking medication, you can still get the benefits of these peptides. And in a very short period of time, you'll notice that you're feeling a lot better and more energy, natural energy, instead of all these stimulants and these energy drinks that are causing heart attacks, anxiety attacks. We can actually help you rejuvenate on a cellular level. Look, it's not a secret. If it's working for me and millions of other people and animals across the globe, it's definitely going to work for you too. Our animal division just won the international award in Hong Kong for the top product of 2023 using peptides.
Can you find them in foods that are readily available?
Well, remember, peptides are in all the foods. Our body, when we ingest foods, our favorite foods, we're getting peptides. The problem happens to be as we're getting older, it goes back to our digestive system, which is not as effective as it used to be. And this is where we're aging faster with more disease because we're not getting the peptide boost and the naturally occurring growth factors from our foods. I mean, you can get growth factors and protein and minerals from a common chicken egg. The bottom line is, how are we processing it? So what we've done is we've taken a shortcut. We've made a kosher-based protein peptide that can be digested and immediately put into the system and fill the gap of where our digestive system isn't producing the amount of peptides we did when we were younger. So our body will then react because remember, our cells don't wear a watch. They're actually, doing what they do with the fuel that is given to them, something what we call methylation. Methylation is a chemical process that works on cardiovascular, neurological, and reproductive systems, but it still needs the peptides fuel to work effectively.
Lauriston Crockett has written a book called Peptides Are Life, and if you go to the Jennifer and Wendy Facebook page, we'll connect you to that because Lauriston is making this ebook available to people for free. Okay, Lauriston, you may not be the person to ask because this is your research and your life. But what do you hear from the naysayers?
From the naysayers, let's see. Well, the only naysayers we really have is they don't believe that when you take a peptide that it can cross the stomach barrier and it's being killed by the acid in the stomach. Of course, we go back and say, well, let's go back to the root word peptides. Greek word peptosis means digested. Then when they take it, the peptides, then we don't have that anymore. And also, remember, we work with dogs and cats from here all the way into Hong Kong. And as little as 4 days, these older dogs start changing right before your very eyes. This is a product called The Gift for Life. And remember, dogs don't know placebo effect. They only know that you just gave them a gourmet human-grade chewable treat with peptides in it, but yet these animals are changing. So they say, where's your studies? I said, where would you like to start? I've worked with millions of animals across the globe over the last 20 years. And so I said, let your animals teach you everything that you need to know, because I can't get your dog to lie to you. They're either going to feel good or they aren't. So, this is what we're doing. So naysayers, all I can say is you get the results. The peptide only stays in the blood for 8 to 12 hours. So you take one in the morning, and you take one in the afternoon, size of an aspirin or a small capsule, and you put these peptides in your system. And if you do this and you invest in yourself and get out and walk a mile, you're going to start feeling good. So we want you to start exercising again, eat a normal diet, supplement with peptides, and put down what I call these dangerous vitamins that everyone seems to be taking. People don't understand that most of these vitamins are synthetic. They come from byproducts of petroleum. Most of them are produced in China. They're brought over here, and even though they're bottled here, they can say made in America, even though they're coming from different countries. First of all, you're not vitamin deficient most of the time. If you are, find out what it is and find out what food sources you need to eat instead of doing this. As far as peptides are concerned, if our digestive system is changing because we're getting older, this is what we're finding out that you need to do to stop, slow down, and reverse the aging effects. Let me say it this way. It works for me. It's working for a lot of other people. It's going to work for you. I would love to work with both of you and put a program together just to let everybody know how easy this is and how much better we can get you feeling with more energy, losing weight, beautiful hair and nails, as little as 30 days.
Well, I will tell our listeners this. Peptides Are Life is the free book that Lauriston Crockett is making available to you. All you have to do is go to the Jennifer and Wendy Facebook page, and you can download it for free. And Lauriston, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be so curious to hear from our listeners about what they think about the book. And thank you for providing it for free for the listeners of the Big 550. And congrats on your new baby boy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure being with you.